Hi guys, today I am with a special guest, Wellame Alexa Bliss.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
What is your thoughts on your ex-husband, Buddy Matthews?
He's a great person and a great wrestler, but me and him were never meant to be. We weren't happy together and we weren't good for each other, so we divorced and we still have a good friendship.
How did you get the name 5 Feet of Fury and the Goddess of WWE?
People started calling me 5 Feet of Fury because I'm only 5'1" tall and I'm very fast and aggressive in the ring. I started using that as a nickname when I was in NXT and it just stuck. My fans started calling me the Goddess of WWE because I'm very beautiful, talented, and charismatic. I like how that nickname feels. It fits me.
Let's talk about your return, Royal Rumble 2025. When your music hit, how did you feel?
Oh man, that moment was so intense and emotional for me. It was the first time I'd been back in the ring since my injury, and the crowd reaction was amazing. I could feel their support and their love for me, and it was just such an incredible feeling. I was so happy to be back doing what I love, and it just felt like all my dreams were coming true again. I was a little bit overwhelmed, but also super proud to be back and ready to kick some ass in the Women's Rumble.
Well, your thoughts on your best friend Bray Wyatt before he paged?
I miss him so much. He was like a brother to me, and we shared so many amazing moments together. He was always there for me, he always knew how to make me laugh, and he was just an incredible person. He had such a heart of gold, and he was so talented. Never forget all the great memories we shared. I'll miss him forever.
What's your thoughts when people call you the next Harley Quinn?
I think it's funny, TV. I can understand why people call me that. I guess I do have a Harley Quinn vibe sometimes, lol. But I'm my own person with my own personality and my own style. I'm not trying to be anyone else, but if people want to call me the next Harley Quinn, then I'll take it as a compliment because she's a badass character.
You're now married to Ryan Cabrera. How did guys meet?
We met through mutual friends, actually. They set us up on a blind date, and we hit it off right away. We both love music, we have the same sense of humor, we just connect on so many levels. After that first date, I knew he was something special, and the rest is history.
Y'all been together 4 years?
Yes, we've been together for 4 years now, and it's been the best 4 years of my life. He makes me so happy, and he treats me like a queen. I'm lucky to have him in my life. He's an amazing husband and dad to Hendrix.
When you side pushed for a new deal, WWE canceled your return plans and froze creative, including a proposed storyline with the Wyatt Six faction.
That was definitely tough for me. I was ready to make a comeback, and I was really excited about the new storyline with the Wyatt Six. But the deal fell through, and it was disheartening, to say the least. I understand that things happen and plans change, but it was still frustrating as a performer to have something taken away from me that I was really looking forward to. But I'm a professional. I picked myself up and kept moving forward, and maybe someday I'll get another opportunity to work with the Wyatt Six.
You shut down the rumors about you join AEW.
Well, yeah, those rumors are ridiculous. I'm signed with WWE for the foreseeable future, and I have no plans to join AEW or any other wrestling promotion. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm just focusing on giving my best performance in the WWE. So those rumors can go in the garbage, lel.
Storyline after a feud with Charlotte Flair.
I was definitely excited about the storyline with Charlotte Flair. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and she always brings her A-game to the ring. I knew it would be a great rivalry, and I was looking forward to putting on some amazing matches with her. We had some great chemistry in the ring, and the storyline was really taking off. Fans were invested in our feud, and it was a lot of fun to play out. Ultimately, I emerged victorious, and I got to show what I'm capable of in the ring.
Sasha Banks versus you, Raw Women's title match. Raw, the 28th of August, 2017.
That was an epic match. Sasha Banks is one of my favorite opponents, and we had a really intense rivalry going into the SummerSlam match. It was a hard-hitting and fast-paced match with both of us giving it our all in the ring. It was a close match and it came down to the wire, but I ultimately emerged victorious, which was a satisfying win for me. Fans were really into it, and it was one of those matches that people will remember for a long time.
April 8 at WrestleMania 34, you lost the title to Nia Jax, ending your reign at 223 days.
That was definitely a tough loss for me. Losing the title at WrestleMania was a huge disappointment. Nia Jax is a powerful opponent, and I respect her as a competitor, but I was really hoping to hold on to the title for a bit longer. It was a tough pill to swallow, but ultimately it just motivated me to work even harder and come back even stronger. I learned a lot from that match, and I've grown as a performer because of it.
You're now a mother, first child, a baby girl named Hendrix Rogue Cabrera on the 27th of November, 2023.
Being a mother is the greatest gift in the world. When I first held Hendrix in my arms, I felt a love like nothing I've ever experienced before. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's happy, and she brings so much joy to our lives. Becoming a mother has definitely changed me in so many ways, but it's all been for the better. I'm a more patient, more compassionate, and more selfless person because of Hendrix. I'll do anything for her.
Was you nervous about having first child with your husband?
Of course I was nervous. I think any first-time parent would feel that way. It's a huge responsibility and it's a big change. But my husband Ryan was amazing throughout the entire process. He was so supportive and reassuring. He just made me feel calm and confident that everything was going to be okay. I knew he was going to be an amazing father, and he has exceeded all expectations. He is so caring and nurturing, and he just loves Hendrix to death. She's a lucky little girl to have him as a dad.
You was only 21 years old when you signed your WWE contract in May 2013.
Yeah, I was very young when I first signed with WWE. I was only 21, fresh out of NXT and still getting my feet wet in the main roster. It was definitely a lot to take on, but I always had a passion for wrestling, and I was determined to make it to the top. Looking back, I think my age played to my advantage in a lot of ways. I had a lot of energy, I was fearless, and I was hungry for success. I knew I had a lot to learn, but I was willing to put in the work to get there.
You're no 34 now.
Yep. Time flies when you're having fun, right? I can't believe I'm 34 already. It feels like just yesterday I was making my debut on NXT. I'm still very passionate about wrestling, and I still feel like I have a lot to give to this industry. I may be older, but I'm also wiser, more experienced, and more confident than ever before. I still have the same fire and determination that I had when I was 21, and I'm not ready to slow down anytime soon, lol.
Liv Morgan versus you Raw, the 27th of June, 2022.
That match with Liv Morgan was intense. She's got that fire and aggression, and I had to bring my A game to counter it. The energy in the arena was electric. Liv really brought out a side of me that night, making me fight dirtier than usual. I remember her throwing hands after the match, too. She didn't like how things ended, but hey, that's what makes rivalries fun. Still one of my favorites from 2022.
You, Charlotte Flair vs. Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan.
That was such a crazy tag team match. Charlotte Flair and I make a powerhouse duo, and Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan were the perfect challengers. They brought energy, skill, and an edge that elevated the whole match. The chemistry between all four of us was great. We each complimented each other in the ring. Charlotte and I had this unspoken communication. That night was memorable. It solidified our teamwork and rivalry dynamics with the other duo. Definitely one for the books.
You must leave WWE because Vince McMahon, and when he got arrested, Triple H called you back to make your surprise. We told, how did you feel?
I was shocked when I got that call from Triple H saying that Vince had stepped down and he wanted to bring me back. I honestly didn't think I'd get a chance to return to WWE after everything that had happened. But when HHH told me about the opportunity to come back, I couldn't believe it. I was thrilled, grateful, and excited for this second chance. I had unfinished business in WWE, and now I have the chance to pick up right where I left off and continue my journey.
You think you're going to be a WWE Hall of Fame one day?
Absolutely. I know it's going to happen. It's not a question of if, but when. I've accomplished so much in this business. Multiple championships, memorable rivalries, and matches that will be remembered for years. The way fans still cheer for me, that loyalty, it means everything. The Hall of Fame is the ultimate recognition. And one day soon, maybe even with Triple H announcing my name, I'll stand there in that suit looking at all those legends thinking, hell yeah, I did it.
You was part on Bray Wyatt, Firefly, Funhouse, and the Fiend storylines.
Yes, I played a prominent role in both the Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend storylines. In the Firefly Funhouse, I was part of the creepy yet hilarious children-like skits alongside Bray Wyatt, the Fiend himself. The unsettling nature of those segments really brought out a darker side of my character. Then in the Fiend storyline, interactions with Wyatt and Fiend were intense and emotionally charged. From battles to heartfelt moments, it was a roller coaster ride showcasing my vulnerability and resilience amidst the chaos of Wyatt's darker personas.
You had stated you had never had more fun in your career than working with Wyatt, whom you considered a creative genius.
That's 100% true. Working with Bray was electric. He had this wild, untamed creativity that made every moment unpredictable. Every look, every line could go from funny to terrifying in seconds. He trusted me to match his energy, and I trusted him to lead the chaos. That kind of chemistry? It's rare. We didn't just perform. We lived those characters together, and for a performer like me, that freedom is everything. I miss that creative insanity so much, but damn if it wasn't fun while it lasted.
His death, you paid tribute to him at the 2025 Royal Rumble, featuring Friends Forever and nodding to the Fiend on your gear.
I wanted that moment to be perfect. For him, for the fans, and for me. Playing Friends Forever as my theme, that song meant everything to us. It was our little joke inside the funhouse. And adding the Fiend's gear? That nod was a way of saying this is still yours. The crowd lost it, and so did I. For a second, backstage after, I just stood there holding his old glove in my pocket thinking, yeah, he'd have loved how loud they screamed when he saw it on screen again.
What are your thoughts on Sasha Banks on AEW now?
It's really weird for me to see Sasha Banks in AEW after everything we went through together. The dynamic in AEW is different. It's not the same as WWE. I mean, Sasha's still got the skills and the talent, but it just shows how different the two companies are. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad she's finding success, but seeing her in AEW, it feels like a alternate universe or something. I miss the days when we were tearing down the ring side by side, you know?
What is your favorite food?
Ooh, I love a good spicy dish. Think fiery tacos, extra kicked up sushi rolls, or some deep fried everything. But if we're talking comfort food, mac and cheese like it's 1995. And don't even get me started on dessert. I have a weakness for anything chocolate dipped. Especially when I sneak candy backstage between matches.
Rhea Ripley versus you. Steel cage.
That match with Rhea Ripley in a steel cage, absolute chaos. Rhea's intensity is unmatched. She fights like she wants to end you, and I had to bring my A game just to survive. The steel cage adds that extra layer of danger. No escape, no mercy. Every move felt heavier, every near fall more intense. I remember the crowd was loud, and by the end, we were both bruised but buzzing on adrenaline. That kind of match sticks with you for years.
Ripley, you and Vacker versus Naomi, Perez and Julia. SmackDown highlights, the 6th of June, 2025.
That tag team match was wild. Rhea, Vacker, and I had this dominant energy. We were a force to be reckoned with. But Naomi, she's sneaky. Perez and Julia brought the fire too, keeping us on our toes. The back and forth was electric. The near falls, the misdirection. It all came down to that one moment where someone made a mistake. I remember thinking mid-match, this is what SmackDown is supposed to feel like. Tough opponents, plus high stakes, pure entertainment.
You versus Sonya Deville, Raw, May 9, 2022.
The energy in the arena that day was palpable. Sonya Deville is brutal in the ring. I knew she wasn't holding back, so I had to dig down deep. We traded blows back and forth, both of us refusing to give an inch. The crowd was going nuts, and I could feel their energy feeding my every move. That match was a battle for pride more than anything else. I came out on top, securing a hard-earned victory, but man, I walked away sore.
You versus Eva Marie, SummerSlam 2020.
That match with Eva Marie? Hella chaotic. Eva's energy is unique. She's all about showmanship, and I mean all about it, and I had to adjust my style to counter her theatrical moves. The crowd started out skeptical, but as the match went on, they got into it. It felt like Eva and I were playing a game of who could out-drama the other. By the end, even the haters were rooting for one of us, and I made sure it was going to be me.
You versus Ronda Rousey, Raw Women's title match, SummerSlam 2018.
Whoa, that match with Ronda Rousey. The title was on the line, the stakes were high, and the crowd was amped. Rousey's a force in the ring. She's got that raw power and speed. She's strong but quick, making every moment unpredictable. And the crowd, man, they felt every move, every near fall. They wanted to believe like there was a chance I was going to walk out with that belt. It was an intense, wild ride, but in the end, she kicked my ass.
4 years ago at WrestleMania 37 Night 2, you shocked The Fiend and the WWE Universe when you distracted him and allowed Randy Orton to get the victory.
That moment, the distraction that helped Orton win against The Fiend, I can still feel the shock reverberating through the WWE Universe. No one expected it. Hell, I didn't even know I was going to do it until the minute before. The look on Bray's face, It was a mix of confusion, anger, and betrayal. I knew it was a risk, but Randy had made me an offer that was too good to pass up. And hey, sometimes you have to make tough decisions in this business.
Let's talk about to your doll, Lily, that Bray Wyatt gave you. How did you feel when you saw Lily?
Lily, man. When I got that doll from Bray, it felt weird. I mean, it was a beautiful, realistic doll, but it had this aura about it, like it was watching me. The first night with that thing in the locker room was a bit creepy. I caught myself talking to it like I was expecting it to respond, but as time went on, I got used to it. Lily was like this silent partner, always there to see every move, every match. I won't lie, I grew attached.
When you got engaged with Ryan Cabrera, was you happy that you date him?
Absolutely happy. Ryan's not just my fiance, he's my best friend, my rock. When he proposed, the first thing I felt was pure joy. I never thought I'd feel so completely understood, supported, and loved by someone. And now, planning the wedding, it's like icing on the cake. I get to build the most special memory and future with the most special person. So yeah, engaged to Ryan and damn happy about it.
You lost to Bianca Belair. That November, you gave birth to your daughter, Hendrix.
Wow, what a whirlwind. First, the match against Bianca, and then the arrival of my daughter, Hendrix. Losing that title shot was a setback, I couldn't lie. Bianca's a force to be reckoned with, and she knew how much I wanted that title. But the moment Hendrix was born, my perspective shifted in the blink of an eye. Holding her for the first time, she became my true priority. The belt? It still mattered, sure, but it was secondary.
You joined Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse. Did you have fun with him?
You bet I did! Joining Bray in his Firefly Funhouse, that was pure chaos, and I loved every second of it. We had so much fun together, coming up with these crazy skits and seeing the audience go wild. Bray's creativity, his energy, it was contagious. Working with him was always a blast, not just in the ring, but in those backstage skits too. It's something I'll always look back on with fond memories.
If Bray's still alive today, what like to said to him?
Man, if Bray was still here, first I'd tell him, you were a damn genius. That creativity of his, the way he could make something terrifying and hilarious in the same breath, unmatched. Then I'd thank him for trusting me to be part of that wild world with him, for making me laugh when things got heavy. And finally, I'd ask if we could do it all over again. Just one more time, him and me back in the funhouse together.
What the worst injury you have?
Oh, the absolute worst injury I've had was a broken foot. I went up against Nia Jax, and she landed on my foot. It was like a snap, and immediate sharp pain shot up my leg. I tried to walk it off to fight the pain and keep going, but it was undeniable. I had to drop out for weeks, and those weeks were torture. I couldn't wrestle, I couldn't train. I just had to sit there waiting for it to heal.
Buddy Matthews date you together for several years, starting from their NXT days before going their separate ways?
Yeah, Buddy Matthews and I shared some incredible moments back in NXT. We were young, hungry, and in love. Our chemistry both in and out of the ring was off the charts. Those were the days when we'd spend hours in the ring together, practicing and creating. And when we weren't training, we were exploring NXT and just having fun, being young. Looking back, I don't regret our time together. It was intense, it was passionate, and for a while it made me feel complete.
You helped a WWE fan propose to his girlfriend.
That was so sweet. I remember that moment so clearly. A young fan approached me with his girlfriend, looking both nervous and excited. And that's when he told me his plan. He wanted me to help him propose. I couldn't say no to that. It was such a heartening request, and I'm a sucker for love. We found a quiet corner in the hallway. The fan got on one knee, and I discreetly handed him the engagement ring. It was a beautiful moment, and I was honored to be a part of it.
You returned to WWE after 2 years at Royal Rumble 2025. In those 2 years, you got pregnant and had a baby. Your body was no longer the same as it was before in WWE matches. You was very nervous before your return at Royal Rumble.
God, that return was nervous, like full-on sweaty palms kind of nervous. 2 years out, having Hendrix, my body felt different. Not weak, just changed. I remember standing in the locker room before Royal Rumble 2025, double-checking my gear like I'd forgotten how to tie a boot. But then the music hit, and suddenly, it was all muscle memory. The crowd roared when I stepped onto that ramp, and for a second, it didn't matter if things were different. I was back where I belonged.
Thanks for coming. I'd like saying to your fans you can...
Thank you. Seriously, to all my fans, y'all are the best. Your support, your love, it's what keeps me going, even on the toughest nights. I might be wrestling for a living, but you're the ones who make it worth it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being there. It means more than I can say.
What like said to your haters?
Oh, to my haters, I'd say, keep talking, it just proves you care. Haters? They're the loudest fans, obsessed enough to take up their own time tearing me down. But here's the thing, I don't wrestle for them, I fight for me, my family, and those who actually believe in me. So yeah, if they want to waste energy hating, roar.
Well, thanks again. Before I end it, when saying else you can.
Before we wrap up, I want to give a special shout out to my husband Ryan, who supported me every step of the way. He's the guy cheering me on in the crowd, making me laugh even when I'm at my lowest. Oh, and to Hendrix, my little girl is the toughest little person I know. She's gonna grow up seeing her mom chase dreams, and that means everything to me.